Top the league for another week. Get in now. We just look too good defensively to lose at the minute. I can't see many teams beating us this year. We might draw a few games, fair enough, but we just are so solid. That Chelsea record's got to be in sight. 15 goals though, that's mental, isn't it? How Chelsea done that? I think it was under Mourinho, weren't it? Only conceding 15 goals in the whole Premier League season. Like we've conceded 3 so far. I think they'd only conceded 1 at this point. 15 is mental. Like that's insane. If we actually get anywhere near it, I think we've got to be pretty close to winning the league. But yeah, happy days for all the Gooners. You lot calling us boring and that for winning off set pieces. I don't give a shit. So week 5 of the Cancun Cup. I am doing some intermittent fasting this week. When I first properly got into my fitness, which was in lockdown, the first original lockdown, I properly got into fitness, went down the rabbit hole, was researching loads of stuff, got myself as fit as I could. I was doing intermittent fasting then. Obviously, the things I was reading online, what I've read about it, to me at the time, it felt like it was some sort of magic formula. It did get me in amazing shape, like the best shape I'd ever been in at that point. Like I see my abs for the first time, probably in my adult life. So I was thinking, wow, this fasting stuff is amazing. Like it burns body fat, and everyone needs to do it. And I thought it was like the holy grail. Obviously, if years have gone by, I know that that's not the case in terms of it's no magic formula. It's not necessarily going to make you burn fat more than just your basic calorie deficit, which I feel like some people still feel like that can be the case, which I don't want you to, because the percentages in it are probably so marginal that it's not, you don't even need to do it if you don't want to do it. The only reason I'm doing it is, one, to have a bit of fun for this week, just to change things up a bit, just to do something that I used to do when I first obviously dieted down. Also to show you that it can be used as some sort of tactic actually. I think one thing I do think is really good for, something I use with clients, I do use it myself at times. It's just a way of keeping your calories down. That's all I really need you to view it as. It's a way to minimize your eating window so you've got less chance of overeating your calories when you're on a diet. You don't really want to be intermittent fasting when you're trying to gain. Well, no, you don't want to at all, because then you're cramming in like huge meals in a small eating window, which you don't want to be doing. Or it'll make it very hard to actually eat enough food to start gaining. But during a diet, if you view it as, say, I'm going to be eating from around 12 till 8, that's going to be my eating window. I'm going to have 2 meals in that time with probably 1 snack. So I'm basically just skipping breakfast. That's the simpler terms of it. I'm skipping breakfast, which is saving me 400, maybe 500 calories. I'll have a lunch, which will probably be around 500-600. I'll have a dinner that might be more towards like the 800 mark, which again, that's another point why I like intermittent fasting, because it lets you have like a bigger meal, a bigger dinner, because you've got more room to play with. So, and then I've got room for maybe 2 snacks, maybe 1 snack, depending on if I'm training. I might want something small before gym. So I do think it can be very beneficial and can be used in the right way. One of the best ways to do it is start off with a black coffee. So, you know, I do love my milky coffees, my frothy coffees, or my coconut flat whites, but black coffee helps suppress your appetite, which will help me get to sort of lunchtime without eating. So black coffee, loads of water, should be fine. And then I may have, if you're struggling when fasting, you may want to have like a green tea, again, to help suppress your appetite. But if you can get to 12 and then you're having your meal anyway, you should be absolutely fine. Some people probably do this without realising, or some people, what a lot of people probably do is just have a coffee, like a normal latte or something, but don't eat, and then have their lunch. But if you're doing it properly, it's black coffee, it's no calories, and up until that first meal that you have in your eating window. So we'll give it a go this week, see how things go, see how things move. Couple of weeks ago. first meal of the day in this intermittent fasting, I've either been having protein oats. I've been making the use of these Perform sample packs, like all them different flavours that I've got. So it's either protein oats or this is like a pancake bowl I've been doing. It's nice and simple. It's literally sachet of your protein powder, 0% Greek yogurt, self-raising flour, 1 egg. I'm usually put honey, but in this one I'm going to use a little bit of syrup because I'm doing a sticky toffee pudding flavour one today. So it's 40 grams of yogurt, 1 egg, 40 grams of flour, one of these, literally mix it all up in a bowl. I'm going to put it into something like this, nice and small, whack it in the oven for 20 minutes on 200, Bob's your uncle, done. I like doing these because it makes me feel like I'm having a little bit of a sweet treat as well. So, ideal. Let's see how I get on. Bye. Doing the sticky toffee pudding pancake bowl taste test. See if it's any good.
Mmm.
Nice.
Mmm. Mmm. That is really nice.
Yeah. Might be the best one yet. I've done banana, blueberry muffin. That was nice. And this one now. I think this is the best one so far. So get your performing, give it a go.
That is nice.
Lunchtime it is, lovely jubbly. I'm actually at Evie's at the minute. Her mum and dad are away, so making myself at home here. I'm gonna go make myself some lunch. Keeping it really simple. I call this lunch, like it's a lunch sort of snack, I suppose. But I'm keeping things nice and simple on my lunch. So you can get these. I can't remember where I put them now. You can get these from either Iceland or Lidl. So they're chicken skewers. They're about like three quid a pack. You get four skewers in there. It's about 15 to 20 grams of protein per skewer. I'll literally just have these on their own. Like for me, they're just so easy to have. You whack them in the air fryer, 12 minutes, so they're nice and quick as well. During this stage of a diet, when it is getting a bit tougher, you have got some more cravings and you're a bit hungry and stuff, I think you just have to keep it nice and easy, nice and simple, nice and quick. So these are a bit of a go-to for me. So that meal, I'll have a bit of a meal sort of like 12 o'clock. It's now 2:30, 3. So I'm having these, you can call them a lunch, you can call them a snack. They are only, what are they? 100 calories per skewer. So I'm going to have all 400 calories. I'm going to be getting 60 grams of protein in this one. So nice and easy, right? And then I'll have something to eat a bit later for dinner. So I'm going to whack these on, enjoy these, bit more work to do. Another little cheat code for me when dieting for your snacks is things like these. So this is Graham's protein yogurt, 25 grams of protein. Not got loads of ingredients. So Graham's is quite a good brand that I like actually because it's not got loads of shit in it. But sort of your low-fat Greek yogurts, your protein yogurts, things like that. Such an easy snack, whether that's like halfway through the day. It might be if you fancy something sweet after dinner, after lunch, whatever it is. But these on a diet are a bit of a cheat code. Evie's cooked up an absolute storm tonight. We've got chicken stew coming from this bad boy. Easy one to do. Chuck it in the slow cooker all day. She put some extra fries in it to protein it up. Loads of goodness, loads of veg. Happy days, happy days. This is going to be my last meal today. It's about 6:30 now. I might have some like dark chocolate, something like that. I'm then going to go for a walk as soon as I've eaten, get the rest of my steps in, and then that's my fasting done for the day. So that's a full week's worth of intermittent fasting done. Thought I'd give it a little bit of a go. Coming towards the end of my Cancun cut, change things up a little bit, see how things move, see if it would move things any quicker. And I think the end result is that no, intermittent fasting is nothing magic. It's not going to magically make body fat disappear any quicker than what just being in a calorie deficit and counting your calories would. I think it has helped me. It's helped me stay within my calorie range, which is obviously what I sort of said at the start, and that's why I wanted to do it. But also to show that it's nothing magic, but it can be a very useful tool, especially this far in a diet. So overall, it shows that energy expenditure in versus energy expenditure out, calories in versus calories out is the most important thing. This far in a diet, I was craving a little bit. I was getting a bit hungrier, like especially in the mornings when I go and have a coffee, looking at the croissants and the cakes. It was very, very tempting. So just changing things up, starting or not eating any calories at all in that morning window, shortening my eating window just made me stick to my calorie target a lot easier over the last week. So from the last week, I'll show you what I've been tracking on my sheet just to show you how things have been moving, sending it over to my coach. So from the week prior, I was averaging about 84.1. And then at the end of my intermittent fasting week, 83.6. So around half a kg in that full week, which is still a pretty good rate, but that's pretty much the rate I've been losing the whole time. If anything, the week before that, just slightly more. And look, I know scale weight's not the be-all and end-all. I can't just purely go for this, but just to show that intermittent fasting is not necessarily sped anything up, it just made me stay in my targets a little bit easier. So it is a very useful tool. I do like using it now and again. Especially, I think it is very beneficial. One, if you struggle in the mornings with maybe you have a high amount of calories in the morning, or you pick some like carb source that then makes your cravings high throughout the day. So I do think it helps with that. And if you struggle to stick with your targets because, I don't know, you're hungry late at night or you're hungry early in the day and you're trying to, what it is, when you're trying to spread your meals out, say you're having 3-4 meals a day, but you're trying to stay within low calories, trying to have just little and often can be quite tough for people. So instead of doing that, you can still have 2 big meals, like your 2 big lunch and dinners with a snack in there, and it can be an easier way to do it. So another week done, another week ticked off. Last full week, week and a half before I go. So last little push. Let's see how I get on. Trying to get down to 82, roughly 82 on the day I go, which will put me in a pretty decent position. So I'll be happy with that. Let's see how I get on. Get this fucking cast off as well. Let's go. Buzz in. Come on. Get up there.